This is the best Hermes use case you're going to find online to make money right now. I'm super excited to share this with you. We're making money like this today. And if I can make money like this, so can you. Let's go. I have on my right hand side a Telegram chat, and I have right here on my left hand side a website that was built fully by Hermes agent. I didn't have to put any code. I didn't have to pull up any VS Code, nothing like that. Literally just talk to my Telegram and I was able to come up with this. Let me show you. We have an amazing homepage for this business. This is the hero section. This is the problem. This is the solutions area. This is the why choose us, how it works, testimonials, service areas, FAQs. All of these components are super important for a website. And sometimes when you're building a website, you don't know the actual components that you need. And Hermes agent really does. And it does a really good job, even all the way to the footer. Now, not only we have an amazing homepage, we have an amazing services page where we can talk about our services, and in a way that we don't just like propone the services and tell the services and what they are. We really, the way that Hermes work, it really puts a lot of information dedicated to the business itself with facts, so that way this website can actually rank. That's the point. We want a lead generation website, and you can see it adds a lot of information, so that way Google knows exactly why this website is truly the expert in this product with these services. So we also have service areas, pages dedicated to each section, to each area, talking about problems that are happening in that area specifically within this industry and why people need it, why people don't need it. A lot of facts and very good information that make this website rank. So we have this page going on right now. Not only that, but we also have a knowledge center, a whole knowledge center dedicated with different articles, 20 articles for hard water problems, 25 articles for water softener systems, 15 articles for reverse osmosis. Google sees these and they automatically know that you are an expert in the subject matter. You can see this has a lot of good information, dedicated information to this business specifically, and all of it was done through Telegram. No coding, no third party, not going somewhere else in WordPress and adding a plugin or doing that and the other. No, all of it through Telegram. This is not the only example I have. We have another example over here. It's a little bit of a thinner website, but it's still very complete when it comes to the services, the service page. You know, again, it's a little bit thinner. This is one of the last ones that I built, but you can still see it has some good information. And then we have another one that is also fully built. It's, you know, another amazing homepage. We're actually right now showing the services, why Florida family need this, the cities that we serve, the actual resource area, how it works, FAQs, prices, ready to, you kind of get the idea now. This all was built through Hermes agent. And I want to show you because each of these sites, you can literally come up with them within an hour, within minutes sometimes, okay? And you can charge for this site anywhere from $500 and above. I mean, with the amount of pages and the amount of structure that is put into place, it's something that is, you could definitely charge a lot of money, you know. But if you're desperate, if you just want to get something out there, literally a quick $500 is ready for you. So now let's build it. I have a client, all right, a new client, and I want to build a website for that new client right here with you, so you can see how I go from scratch, literally from nothing, all the way to having the website fully built, and how long do I actually take doing this. Okay, this is what I've been doing with my Hermes agent. You know, I have it right here in Telegram, and I'm gonna ask it one quick question. What are the skills that we have set up for us to be able to build microsites? So we just asked Hermes agent here on our Telegram, what are the skills that we have set up for us to be able to build microsites? Microsites is this websites that I'm showing you right now. I'm calling them microsites because they're done fairly quickly, but they are nothing really compared to like a small microsite that just really has two to three, maybe 5 pages. You know, these are websites that have literally anywhere from 50, 60 to 70 pages when you include the homepage, when you include the services, the service page and the services in the homepage. And then when you go into the service areas, which now you're gonna make a page for each actual location that you provide services, then you talk about the resources pages. You know, now we have more articles and such. It was very important for me to have my Hermes agent ready so that way we could build these type of sites within minutes to hours. Okay, and the best way that you're going to be able to do this for any agent that you use, but we're now talking about a specifically Hermes agent, is you want to set up skills. Skills are going to be the one thing that is going to allow you to move faster than anybody else. And as you can see, we have some core build skills. And in any other world, maybe you want to go into my Skool. You want to go ahead and check out the link right here. It's going to be in the description. You can go and you can ask me some more questions about it. You can post a question here in the comments if you want to. Definitely put Hermes agent on the comments to help me with the algo. But this is what's important for you right now, the skills. And what I'm saying is that microsite scaffold, how is the actual site supposed to be organized? Okay, Astro microsite. Why Astro? Because Astro is the language that we use to build this microsite. Okay, service site generator, it generates the service area, service website blueprint. Okay, it's a whole blueprint on how the whole website itself works. Right now we have some specialized skills that I've set up here. Astro microsite homepage expert, so literally just so you could be an expert at the homepage, okay, at the service page, at the service areas page, at the knowledge center, at the about page, the contact form. What's the best way to do a contact form? You know, gallery portfolio, reviews and testimonials, map integrations, brand differentiation. Maybe the bot that you're using, maybe you're using Claude Fable and you're using the best of the best out there, and that's how you're doing work. At the end of the day, you can tell it to build a website today, and with no skills, it's gonna do it for you. But when you go and build the second website, if you have not installed any other skills, it's going to build a second website for you, but it's not going to do it the same way. You're going to have to repeat yourself for a lot of things again, and it's not going to come out the same way. It might come out completely different. It might come out similar. It really depends on how you prompt it at the end of the day. But if you have skills set up and you understand the skills that are truly going to make that website not necessarily look the exact same, because we don't want websites to look the exact same, but it's going to have a similar vibe, or at least it's going to have a similar structure, so that way you can build customize things through each component and through each page, then that really gives you a leg up. You know, you're gonna be definitely a step ahead of a lot of people that are not using skills. So you must use skills. Again, I'm not telling you exactly what I have on each skill. If you want to know, put it in the comments down below. If you want to find out more in-depth information, go and check out my Skool. I have a lot of information that I'm putting out there. I'm putting official courses from A to C on how to do all of these things. And if there's something that you don't see, that you know I've been talking about it and you don't see the actual course for it, it's free. It's all free. I'm not charging anybody right now. I have right now a goal where I want to reach my first 100 members in my Skool. So the first 100 members are free. Once we hit 100, that's it. It's not gonna be free anymore. So if you get in before, you're gonna get grandfather in, and you're gonna be for free. So these are 21 skills. You can take a screenshot of it if you want, so you can install them yourself. Okay, you can tell your agent, hey, I want a microsite scaffold, right? I want an Astro microsite skill. I want a service site generator skill. I want a service website blueprint skill, right? You know, I could definitely share mine specifically with you. You just got to go check them out at the Skool, but you can also build them yourself. So we have these 21 skills that we have set up, and I want to build my new microsite. So I want to start building a new microsite. Are you ready? What do you need? It's already set up for it to ask me certain questions about the business and about the services and everything, so that way it can actually start coming up with the website. So we're gonna do that right now. We're gonna start talking to the agent, and let's see what is going to ask us to make sure that we can make this website happen. We're gonna see how long it's gonna take in general, and you already know how long the video is. I don't know myself, but the last time that I was able to put a website together was, you know, within the hour, and it's getting a lot faster. So let's see what happens here. Amazing. So it's asking me some questions right now. And one of the things that I want to point out is that all of this is for free. I'm using Hermes agent for absolutely free. I'm not paying not one single dime. I have a local AI machine that I have Quen 3.6 installed, set up with a cache memory of about 262,000 tokens. And with that agent and then one of the MTP models from Quen 3.6 specifically, I'm able to use it through Telegram. And I'm not paying for Telegram. I'm not paying for the model itself. Literally all I'm paying for is domains and hosting at this point. So we got some questions. Ready, let's go. I'll collect inputs one section at a time. Section A is business info. So section A, business name. Let's do. So we have answered the 6 questions that our agent has asked us. Got it. Moving to section B. For this client, I'm thinking you'll want something like primary kitchen remodeling, or what would you say your main offering is? Additional service up to 6 total, including the primary. Common ones for general contractors include, okay, additional services up to 6. Common bathroom, whole home, room, basement, exterior, decks, flooring. Funny that it doesn't have any roofing. Big ones that apply, and I'll suggest the rest if needed for each service. I'll ask 4 or 5. I would assume roofing, replacement and repair, and all the others you mentioned. So that's one of the things. Sometimes you don't even have to know specifically about the industry that you're working with. The model is going to be able to understand a lot of that. It does work better if you know a little bit of the industry. So, just something to have in mind. The one that I'm adding myself, because I know the industry and it is renovations sort of focus business, but I know in that industry there's a lot of roofing. So I definitely want to make sure that we add roofing here. Perfect. Roofing is a great anchor service. Here's the consolidated list. Roofing replacement, roofing repair, whole home renovation, bathroom remodeling, room addition, exterior renovations, siding, decks, etc. So as you can see, we have gotten a few questions and it's dividing it in sections. Section A, section B, section C now. Primary location, city and state. Primary locations for this client. Primary locations for this client, I believe it's Colorado. So now we have the location section sort of set up, and then we're gonna move into D section, which is the branding. Here are the main cities around Denver, primary, blah, blah. 17 cities in total, sound good. It's perfect. Brand color. What do we want to use as brand color? So I'm gonna give you a little trick over here. One of the things that I do is that when I'm trying to go and look for an actual theme of colors, I go into this website, 21st.dev. Okay, 21st.dev. It's a free resource. And if you go into the themes section right here on the top, if you click themes on the top, you're going to be able to get a lot of combination of colors and a lot of themes really that you can work off. Okay, and that you can give your Hermes agent so that way he can have an idea of what you're going for. So for this business, this person, it's more on the pinkish side. So we want to go ahead and do that as well for them. This is what they have and what they like. And they really don't combine it too much with too many other colors. So what I think I want to do here is I want to move into doing something that has her colors, but it also has that contractors vibe. Contractors, something that says contractors, at the same time. Candyland. I'm thinking of Candyland. Definitely T3 chat is something that will match the colors of the client more specifically, but I'm not totally convinced on doing that combination. Maybe Cyberpunk. Thing is that here is using purple as the main color, and that's not gonna work for that. Use Candyland. So I'm telling it to put emphasis on the light version of this theme. As you can see, white background, black text, pink where it needs to, and that blue teal color for the CTAs. Pink, secondary color, sky blue, what it's called. Accent is the yellow accent. Accent is the yellow accent. And muted is a warm beige. Background, off-white. Borders are light gray. Perfect. These are light pastel, very modern and fresh. Before I lock this in, a couple more brand details. Differentiators. What makes Dream House Renovation stand out? Family owned, licensed and insured, 20 plus years. You want me to generate filters? Do you have one in mind? So for differentiators, I do know it has a license and insure, free estimates, financing, available and woman own business. That's the tagline that she's using for right now. And I believe we have gone through at this point all the sections that they had questions, main questions to actually build the site itself. Section A, again, it's requesting for business information. Okay, we were able to give it the business information. In section B, we're talking about the services itself to identify specifically the services that we want to focus on. On section C, we're talking about now location itself. What are the locations and the service areas that we're really focusing on? We got that planned out already. Section D, we're on the brand side of things, and we were able to give it the colors and the brand description that we wanted to make sure that we use. And then perfect. Here's a finalized snapshot before I build. It's doing all of that. It specified everything, all the regions. I'm initializing the project and generating the content now. One moment. It's starting this at 10:17, 10:19 a.m. Really? Right now, site.json, it's running. It generated. Now it's actually scaffolding the Astro project with the Candyland theme and your business info, initializing Git and getting set up the structure. Let's go. All right, so just a little recap. Very simply put, we started at 10:05 a.m. We got asked the questions for the business itself, so our Hermes agent could go and build the site. We went through all the sections. By 10:17, in 15 minutes, it had gathered all the information that it needed. 10:19, we put the final prompt, so it actually starts building. It starts building the business. It starts making sure that it puts all of it together, the whole structure. Everything is going on. It's still working. Now, one of the things that you're going to notice here is that iteration number. And this is iteration 52 out of 90. And the way that Hermes agent protects itself from not overdoing or just staying working for too long is that it has an opportunity to do 90 iterations. So it has an opportunity to do 90 iterations. At this point, it's at the 52. By 10:40, it's by 68th iteration. Found an issue, the header, almost there, dynamic rules. Now let me get static paths, pretty much setting up the structure of the sites. Now update the route patterns to be string in between the arrays. Here are the microsite building skills we have set up. It brought this back for some reason. And at the end of the day, what it did happen here is that by 10:52, so in about 45 minutes or so, it reached its limit of iterations. It reached to iteration 90, and it hadn't been completely done. At least it hadn't confirmed with us that it was completely done. By the time it gets to the 90th iteration, if that ever happens to you, it's gonna give you like some sort of summary. So it's doing a summary from the first question that we asked it about the skills, and then I had to ask it myself at 11:02. Now, mind you, it's funny, I had to actually stop recording. I had to go run an errand that took me a couple of hours, and now I'm back here at my computer to show you the end. And throughout that whole time, I was doing an errand, and while I was doing my errand, I was able to actually send it this message. And I was like, okay, is the website we were working on done? Can we see it on our local deployment? Because he hadn't really confirmed with me if that was done or not. So let me check the current state. Build is almost there. One missing import in the areas page. So it understood that it wasn't fully done 100%. Now it says build is complete and clean. All pages are generated. 6 service pages, 18 CD pages, 6 static pages, home, about, contact, FAQs, service areas, and the knowledge center. That's awesome. And then we have it here at a local host 14323. Now I want to go ahead and try to pull this up. Amazing. So I'm looking at my internal local host where it put it. And as you can see right now, it doesn't look very well done. It doesn't look like it has the proper styling. It definitely got some sort of header in there. The hero section is not fully in there. The services, it's kind of like wacky. So I'm going to tell it that specifically. I'm going to go ahead and come over here to my Telegram. Amazing. I can see the website live on our local environment, and I can also see the website is still out of style. And I could be even more specific, but I'm gonna kind of leave it like that for now because I want to see what it comes up with. I want to see how much does it actually fix. It seems like the website is not fully done. just yet. So obviously now you're seeing this message go out at 1:32, but this is the message that I would have sent out as soon as I checked it around 11, and that's gonna definitely take us to the next step. We should be able to see an actual header with the menu embedded into the header itself. This is probably the last button of the header that shows up all the way to the right. Get an estimate, and seems like it's gonna show us also the phone number in there. And this is the hero section here. It should definitely add some more style into the hero section, so on and so forth. Now, obviously, as it's gonna come out with something definitely a little bit more visually appealing, there's no stopping to the amount of iterations that you can do after the website is quote unquote done. If there's something that you like, if there's something that you don't like, you can always enhance it, or you can always swap it around to look a little different. We also want to make sure that we check the mobile version of the website to make sure the mobile version of the website it's also working. And you can see there, it understands there's something going on. The content is all there, but the CSS, I'm sorry, isn't loading. Let me take a screenshot to see the actual visual. So it's actually doing some vision abilities here. Actually, looking at the screenshot, it does have the Candyland pink theme and structure, but I suspect the service card images might be broken or some styles aren't fully applying. Only one style sheet and 0 images. That's the problem. Let me check what's actually loaded and what's missing. No CSS at all. Only Google fonts. The Tailwind and global style sheets aren't being loaded. Let me check the config. Found it. Tailwind isn't installed at all. The Astro project was scaffold without it. Let me add Tailwind and fix the CSS imports. This would have taken a while to figure out. Even if I was doing this on VS Code myself and I was just writing it and, you know, using helps of agents or whatnot, it would have taken me a lot for me to type in, for me to get back answers, and for me to pretty much debug the whole session to find out that Tailwind and the CSS imports weren't working properly. Here, with just a simple message to the Telegram bot, it understood that that's what it was. You know, I just told it, hey, listen, it just doesn't look right. And then it's just started checking everything right away. Browser, get images, browse the console, you know, found it, the global CSS custom style beneath Tailwind directives, build clean, let me restart the dev server so it picks up the Tailwind changes, you know, still only Google fonts, the server may need a clean restart. Let me check, see, it restarts the server for you and everything. So let's see what it comes up with at the end here. Alrighty, amazing. So as you can see right here, the site is now properly styled. The issue was the Tailwind CSS wasn't loading. Again, just a little hiccup that it had there. It wasn't loading properly. It installed the actual version that it needed. It compiled the code, and we actually are able to now see the website, that what the website actually looks like. So amazing times. We have the name of the company here. We have the header. We have the menu with the actual services, with the areas, the about section, the phone number. We get an estimate. If I click get an estimate, it should take me to the contact section. So if I click that, boom, perfect. Get your free estimate. Tell us about your project, and we'll get back to you within 24 hours. Call now, phone number twice. Something obviously that we need to fix. Most likely remove this one to leave this one. We have a form that we would definitely need to connect to some sort of CRM. We have the contact section, contacts directly, again, serving the areas that are being served. Perfect. So that works. Get an estimate. How about the about us section? About dream house renovations. To license insure with 9+ years, license and insure, free estimates, all of these things, blah, blah, this and that. This button is definitely missing, and it definitely needs some padding at the top and at the bottom. So that's another small little detail that we can take an extra step for. And then let's go into the areas now. So this is something that's super important, because if you know about local SEO, you know it's very important for your website to have dedicated pages for each city and each location that you actually help out. So let's say, for example, if I go into Denver, it's not there. If I go to Aurora, it's not there. If I go to Westminster, it's not there. So I can already assume that none of these pages got actually built one by one. So that already tells me that's something that I will have to prompt it. Hey, I noticed that you didn't finish the dedicated pages for each city. Go ahead and do so. And it would definitely go ahead and do that. Let's go into services. If I click services, nothing happens. So there's not an actual service hub page. But let's see, roof replacement, complete roof, tear off and installation, asphalt, metal, and tile roofing for Denver homes. What's included? Planning regions of renovation. We got some code here. This is most likely meant to be some sort of table. So that's something that we have to fix as well. And very good as far as putting why choose us in the services area. Our process, the 1, 2, 3, 4 step process, the areas that we serve, and FAQs. This is something that is really good, and you cannot, this is something that a lot of people forget. And then even the people that do know about it and don't forget, they don't do it because it might be annoying for them to do for every page, and this is something that you can programmatically do without having to worry about the work getting done. So roof replacement in Denver, the H1 here is super clean, very good. Let's go for roof repair, same thing. We got some pricing there and such. Whole home renovation. So the pages are very similar. We're definitely could improve it to add some specifics with facts and some information just about this area and a specific bathroom remodeling numbers, facts, and information. So that's something good. Room additions and the exterior renovations. These are pages that we can definitely prolong. And one of the things that I do not like, if anything, it's that in the menu, in the header, it has the home option. I removed that completely because everybody knows that if you just click on the name of the business. So pretty much in about 45 minutes to an hour, we had Hermes agent coming up with the website for the client, a website that is presentable, a website that would definitely serve as a template before you even move on. You can, depending on how you have the service set up with your client, obviously you can show the website as it is right now and then make sure that you can actually continue, because sometimes the client might want to change something fundamental, like for example the colors, and they just want to make sure that they do something with the colors completely different. So that's very fundamental. So that's something that you probably want to do from the get-go before you make any other changes. But maybe there's other stuff that they don't like about it, or so just changes that they want to do, or maybe things that they want to add to it. This is very doable. You can do this right now from your home. Even if you don't have a local machine like I do, you can connect Open Router and you can connect any of the other models. You can do this from Claude Code, connect Hermes agent to your Claude models and make sure that Hermes agent is using that. I believe there's some limitations with Claude and Hermes specifically, but that doesn't close the door for you. Okay, I was able to do it. If I can do it, you can do it as well. This is easily a website that will cost anybody anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 to $2,500. Professional developers that build websites for living usually charge anywhere from $50 to $100 per page that they have to do. So if you're doing 1, which is the homepage, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then you do all of the areas and you do each page for each area, that's again like 18 pages. That's already anywhere from 25 to 27 pages. The About Us section, 28, 29, the Contact Us. So let's say you're doing 30 pages or so. You're doing 30 pages at $50. That's $1,500. You see? But you did it so easily. You did it within an hour. Maybe let's say it took you 2 to 3 hours to actually do it. You're charging $500. If you divide $500 in between 3 hours, that's $166 that you're getting paid per hour on actual work. And that's not even actual work, because that was part of the work that you were doing that was waiting for the AI to get everything done. It was working for 45 minutes straight on its own, just building this website for you. And we were able to easily tell it to other things, literally one extra comment after that 1053, and then another one comment to make sure that it implemented all the CSS, and that's it. You're done. Website is done. Do a couple of other prompts that you can do on your Telegram from when you're having lunch, from if you have to go out and do something else, and your website will be done. And then from the same Hermes agent, we can actually connect it to a URL and have it live right away. That's a little bit of an extra step. You can still do it from here. It's still not as much time as if you will be doing it yourself. So this is very powerful. Hermes agent use case, the best Hermes agent use case that I've definitely been able to implement myself and generate money with. If I can do it, you can do it too. So we already got it done. The site is now properly styled. The issues were figured out. We know what's going on. There's a couple of extra details where we know we can fix and we know we can rearrange to make sure it looks super crispy, perfectly fine. But this is it, guys. You're ready to make money. Literally one connection here. If you want to learn how to connect Hermes agent, go and check out this video right here. I believe is where it's going to be, and you'll be able to get that installed for you. And anything else that you need, just go through my channel. There's definitely a lot of videos that are where I'm talking about coding agents and how to properly install skills if you want to look into the skills part of it as well. But definitely have some fun and go ahead and make some money.